How, how many times has this happened to you? Here I go writing a new tabletop adventure, and oh god, there goes my world building juice. Look no further than the World Builder's Archive for like the next 2 days. These 10 books are free range and non GMO. They're grass fed, purebred, red dead. Redemption. Every cowboy in the West has a hankering for these books, and you can only get them on Kickstarter for 2 more days.
Is that all then?
My wife left me. But with the World Builder's Archive, I can put my wildest dreams to paper. Like the one where she didn't get the antique bird feeder in the divorce. Read 'em, eat 'em in a salad, tape 'em to your shoes, and reach for the stars. The World Builder's Archive is here to make you a god of your own multiverse. An angry god. The World Builder's Archive on Kickstarter. It'll help you write good. How many times has this happened to you? Here I go writing a new tabletop
Trollord Games, join the fray. Join the fray. Trollord Games, join the fray. Trollord Games, join the fray.
Is that your Are we live, Chuck?
Yeah, we're live.
We are
Oh,
live.
excellent.
Live in the
Welcome,
jungle.
everybody. This is our closing stream for the Gary Gygax World Builders Archive. Luke Gygax is joining us tonight. And who's that buddy with you there, Luke?
And Grogu.
It's a great
Grogu's
one.
here with us. Yes.
The gray one. Grogu has joined us as well. And of course, Jeremy, Chuck, and Davis. So where are we at, Chuck? I hadn't checked it in a few minutes. We are very close to.
We are very, very
297, 719.
All right, excellent. I'm trying to get the comments section open, and I don't know why.
Oh, there's a lot in there.
Oh, 298,044.
Excellent.
We are less than $2,000 away from the $300,000 mark.
Awesome. Now,
Oh, to get the preludes. Right,
everybody
right,
that's
right.
showing up, just so you know,
That's why we're here, David.
we've got giveaways going on tonight. So if you want to give us a follow, Export Raffle. If you're over on Twitter or Facebook or any other platforms we're streaming to, you'll have to come over here. Unfortunately, I'm going to drop this link in here, and you may or may not see it because I've discovered that some of these platforms don't play nice, but that's okay.
Oh, that's right. As we stream from one to another.
Yeah, they don't like Facebook. It doesn't show anything we say at all. If they're not listening.
What is it?
Yeah.
Meta in its ways.
Right, man.
Twitch.tv Troll Lord Games.
Right.
Not
Yes.
that hard. Troll Lord
Get a
Games.
tattoo of that now. Check.
Yeah.
Nobody go and get a tattoo. I'm just joking about that. It's joking.
You know,
Good,
we
good
have
slug. It'll help you with your SEO.
we don't advertise it, but if you get a Castles and Crusades tattoo, we will pay for it. But we don't want to get out there too much.
Dude,
Now-
oh, yeah, that's like
Is-
$400 a tattoo.
Yeah,
Is there
But
an
it has to be across your throat, though.
Oh,
geez.
There you go.
is there an upward limit? Like we will pay up to this amount for your tattoo?
Yeah,
Because
that's
you
what
can-
it
You
is.
better be
If it's
careful.
like
Because
a
it could be some
full back
ornate shit.
tattoo.
Right. I'll go get a
Yeah.
denim on my
Yeah.
back and be like $8,000 or some shit.
Yeah.
Be like Sons of Anarchy all the way. There you go. All right, so we are closing in on the 300,000 mark, which of course we got a stretch reward, the preludes to Castle Zaggig, which I have to say, I'm of all of Gary's stuff, the GFW series, the archives are my favorite, but Castle Zaggig, of course, is his magnum opus, and that's all of that he was working towards. So I'm super jazzed on putting that together. And Luke's offered to join in and help Davis and I kind of put this is the way this is laid out for everybody, because it's pretty complicated.
Yeah, there was a lot that my dad was thinking about, and he spent many hours every day dreaming about the world, right? The city, how this goes together, and doing all this world builder research. I mean, he just had so much fun with it, right? And of course, he incorporated all those bits and pieces that were going to go into his super duper, Castle Zaggig dungeon and surroundings, right? So the dream, all this started in the 70s with him, right? Early 70s with dreaming up the kernel that became this, but he was thinking about it all the way until 2008, right? So that's well, it's a long time.
It's a long time to ruminate. So I got
It
a
is.
question for you, Luke.
Yeah.
You know, when we worked on Castle Zagig and GFW and all this stuff with your dad, I don't think I ever asked him specifically on Castle Zagig where its origins were. Was D&D forged on Castle Zagig and those dungeons, or was it kind of the dungeons came later?
No, I think that was it. But in the very earliest imaginings, that's where it came from, because there was, the idea was presented to him as sort of a fantasy Bronstein, right? That
Mm.
that Dave Arneson was doing, and Dave, I think very, very wisely, decided he wanted to limit people's options, right? So what do? Put them underground. There's only so many
Yeah.
directions you can go, right? And so, therefore, when my dad was exposed to that, he said, "Okay, great. I can put rules to this. I can have classes. There's all these things that can be done." And the kind of the trappings, or the first environs, was a dungeon crawl. And so, the story of Greyhawk, and obviously they used it for miniatures and for chainmail and that sort of stuff. They used, I think, the world map, and he just picked a spot. And Blackmoor, Greyhawk, Brownstone, Blackmoor, Greyhawk, right? So all kind of in a theme there. And he made up kind of the story of why it was there. The mad archmage Zagig, right?
Right.
And then there was this crazy dungeon under there. And I think it started off probably very humbly, right? And expanded considerably over time. So I was very young at that time, so I didn't have and my dad really wasn't showing off his maps to anybody. That was kind of hands off. That was a big deal. But yeah, I was very young at that time.
Well, that's actually kind of cool. So go ahead, Davis. You want to say something?
It's funny you mentioned that, Luke. I've never put that together. Greyhawk, Blackmoor, Brownstone. I never. Anyway, thanks for that illuminating moment in my life.
How did you come up with all these cool names? Well, Brownstone. I think, I don't know where Dave Wesley came up with Maybe it was a brownstone building. He's like, I'll call it Brownstone, but I'll make it sound cooler. Bronstein,
Yeah.
I gotta say,
just say, Steve, I just want to thank everybody for showing up, hanging out with us. Thanks, everybody. We saw the great comments coming over. Appreciate it. Continue.
Oh, yeah, and I was just going to say, when you talk about names, both Greyhawk and Blackmoor, maybe it's because I grew up with them, but you can't really beat those two names. I mean, those names are badass.
They're pretty good.
Yeah.
But so we're creeping up to releasing that. Of course, that's just the tip of the iceberg for what the World Builders Archive is. I'm going to do a quick, for those who may not know, who maybe just be joining us, I'm going to do a quick rundown of all 10 volumes that have all been unlocked. Not going to spend a lot of time on it, so if you have any questions about one, throw it in the chat, and Chuck will do his best to throw it back at us. So the first book is The Canting Crew, and that is basically a book which explores the underclass, the classes of the underclass, rogues, thieves, assassins, bums, all kinds of stuff like that. It comes complete with ants. Oh, it does. There's a whole section on bums, hobos. There's a whole.
There you go, Tyler.
It is, yeah, it is very cool. And it really, if you're playing a city environment, that's a huge part of it. Those beggar guilds are part of it. I mean, it's just very, very cool.
He gets into all the hobo signs and stuff. Yeah.
When you see it, and that's a real thing, right? I mean, the 30s, they would leave messages for each other on trains and, whatever. But yeah, so that's the Canting Crew, the Cant Dictionary, of course, that Luke had to grow up speaking somewhat. He was young.
Oh, that was so annoying when he was doing that book, because he'd have characters talk to us in the Cant. I'm like going, God damn it.
That's awesome. And he probably enjoyed every second of it, right?
He did. He was just, because you don't stand flash. I remember him saying that.
That's right.
Yeah, because I think that means you don't speak thieves' cant or something. Is kind of how that translates. Yeah.
Yeah, I never learned any of it. I probably should have and spoke it back to him. He used to tell puns. He would do these puns at the table all the time when we were eating dinner, knowing that I wouldn't get them. What I should have done in retrospect is learn some thieves' cant and spoke back to him in thieves' cant. That would have been great.
Yeah.
All I know is have a chat with the pig, which is go and kill the guard.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Very good.
And that's all in there. Signs, signals, hand signals, whole thing. So the second book is we published it as World Builder, but we're doing it as the original title, Essential Facts and Things. And this is just a mountainous book that explores terrain, buildings, structures, and then everything that goes within them. So you're going to have and armor and weapons. You have a temple and all the rooms of a temple, a governor's mansion, all the rooms there. Everything's described, maps, the whole 9 yards. Then you have things that you can find in a kitchen, in whatever rooms, the blacksmith shop, whatever, all kinds of things. It's got all the way down to spoons. It's got weights and measures in it, just a mountain of material. Third book is Living Fantasy, my personal favorite. And that was basically Gary's treatise on how to create a fantasy environment with Renaissance/medieval feel to it. What would, for instance, how would clerics impact healthcare? It's just stuff like that. So it's very, very cool. Fourth book, self-explanatory, extraordinary book of names. It has, it's far more than just names, and that's why it's called the Extraordinary Book of Names and not the Book of Extraordinary Names. The first section explains the importance of a name, how to name. What is it called, Davis? You have your primary name and your last name. What is that called? I can't.
Surname? It's one of them, right?
Yes. The surname. So it's got all of that.
The other one's called last
binomial nomenclature.
There you go. That.
Oh, I like that even better. That's some college education paying off right there.
Jeremy bringing it to it.
It's just collecting dust right now. So
yeah, there you go. Then and then after that, it's all the cultural names from Polynesian to Chinese to French, German, the whole 9 yards. It's just, I think it's 100,000 names in the book. It is monstrous. Fifth book is How to Create an Adventure by Dan Cross. That is great. And then the sixth book is Nation Builder. Nation Builder is self-explanatory. It's how to create a nation. It's not your world, but just a nation inside your world. All the economic features, the political features, all of that stuff. Cosmos Builder, book 7, is the how to create planescapes book, essentially. Ethereal plane, astral plane, all of that stuff's in it. Book 9, 10, and 11 were never published by TLG, but we were in the process of publishing them. Book 8 is Pantheons, and this is Gary's. Really, it's a dictionary of pantheons covering I think it's 24 different types of mythologies, but he gives them a fantasy bent. You're not going to be able to read this and get the actual, Greek Apollo was this. He gave it a fantasy twist to it. Book 9 is the one that he was super jazzed about, which is Wayland Smith catalog. It's a book of joke magic items that are. Go ahead, Jeremy.
I have read the Wayland Smith catalog. The framing device is absolutely brilliant. It is a fictional book that Gary says he found in some some used bookstore that is basically the magical joke equivalent of a Sears catalog.
Yeah.
And it's full of gag magic items.
He absolutely loved it, and he writes this nice intro to it that you can use this book, but don't use it maliciously or something. It's just great.
He says, "Don't use it."
Yeah. Don't use it to kill characters, which is kind of a maybe you should use it to kill characters. Kind of hint. And then the 10th book, which we just unlocked yesterday, Essential Places, gives you a nice outline and template for things like a tavern, blacksmith shop, leather worker shop, stuff like that. Essential places that you would find in a town or in your work setting. So these 10 books, collected together is going to give you somewhere around 1,400 pages of world building, game designing, adventure managing content. And we are going to include in each of the books a series index, which will allow you to see what is in each book. So you'll have the Canton Crew in hand, and you can look at it and know what's in, Nation Builder. That way you don't have to jump around looking for your content.
Thank you for that. Thank you. Oh, wait, that's us. But yes, thank you. Seriously.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Indexes are insanely important, and I think that we looked at this, we all talked about this, whether we should have an external index or put it in the books. And really, it just needs to go in the books so everyone can get to it quick and you're not having to search for something.
You barely hear me.
I'm going to have to write a book, 1,000 Ways to Kill a Gnome.
We're not talking about that right now.
He's on Davis's mind.
Hey, Chuck, check your Skype messages for Kent. It's a question for Kent.
What am I doing?
Yeah, I got it. I got it in the queue. I got it.
Oh, okay. A question about one of the pledge levels.
Okay.
And we are just barely over 1,000 away from
Nice.
our
Oh, we're
final
getting a raid
stretch
from
goal.
Laura Casellas.
Oh, we got
in.
raid.
Come on in, Jay.
right.
Whoa!
Woo! Raid.
Oh, sweet.
Evidently,
All
my
right.
mic has decided to crap on me. They can barely hear me.
Oh, is that Jay joining us?
It is, Jay.
It is.
He's,
Holy smokes!
so
Look at all that.
rolling in.
Welcome.
Holy crow!
It's fantastic. Thank you, Jay. Thank you for that. So someone had a question about one of the pledge levels, Chuck?
Yeah, let me get there. I've got a couple questions already in queue already. The first one is this is an Eater of Worlds.
Repeat all that, please.
Yeah, repeat the overview, please.
Did I miss something? I missed something.
No,
I guess.
Varsuk said, "Oh, okay, run through the whole thing again."
Oh yeah, Steve, go ahead. We'll let you do that first, and then come on in, friends. Come on in. Hey, Jay.
There's some
good to see
room.
you,
There's some
buddy.
room down in the front. Come on in.
There you go.
Let me give him a shout out real quick because Jay is a hard-working dungeon master.
He
There
is.
he is.
He is.
Go follow that
And-
guy. All right.
For those of you on the fence, there are only 40 minutes remaining.
Yes, let's get it
Yeah.
done.
Keep that in mind.
So Eater Worlds asks, will all the retailer
Oh.
add-ons be available in the Pledge Manager? There isn't one on the campaign for Essential Places. I guess-
Essential places. It should be on the add-ons, but when we go to the pledge manager, which will probably be backer kit,
Or whatever.
it'll be available
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Right.
Is the 450 no longer available?
No, it should be available.
It's still available. The I think maybe they're looking at the 450 at the bottom.
Scroll up. It should be there.
Yeah.
Wibs has been.
Yeah, the 450 is open-ended. There's no closing it, so you should be able
Yeah,
to
the
get it.
add-ons. I thought I put Essential Places. I did put Essential Places up on add-ons.
I'm
It's on there.
pretty sure Essential
Yeah.
Places is on the add-ons.
Oh, we
I'm
didn't do
sure.
a retailer one for ×3. That's what we didn't do.
Okay.
Stronghold D&D with the 5 gifted
Look at
subs.
Stronghold rolling in
Alright.
here. Thank you,
Good
brother.
guy.
Awesome.
So
you had questions.
So we did have a lot of new people. So there was the Gygaxian Fantasy World Builder series. My dad started that one 2001 or 2002 with the Cannon Crew.
Yeah, about 2001. Yep.
2001 with the Cannon Crew, which was really, really fun. However, extremely annoying when he would speak in Thieves' Cant to us whenever we encountered characters when we were playing a game. But a wonderful resource, and it added a lot of flavor. You think doing voices and accents are cool? Add in some, slang and that sort of thing. It'll definitely make your underworld, roguey adventure feel much more so. And then of course I can't remember what came second, third, or fourth, but I'm sure Steve has the list there in front of him.
Oh, yeah.
I can rattle them all out again, but yeah.
Yes, just bump out a quick one. What was the second one?
Okay, second one.
Sentence per.
Second one is World Builder, and that's now called Essential Facts and Things.
Okay, so there you go. So that's basically the world builder. Okay, I remember that one. Okay, so that's how to build a world. So that's world building.
Yeah,
Okay, got it.
literally, these are on my desk almost all the time whenever
Yes.
I design. I use them that much and have since they've been out.
Yeah.
An incredible book of names.
Incredible.
So the
book
third
of
one
names.
is Living Fantasy.
Oh, I'm
and
sorry.
Living
Yeah,
Fantasy.
that's how you make a fantasy environment using magic. To make a world using magic. Let's put it that way.
Right. Okay. And like, how would things be changed if there was magic? I remember having these conversations with him and talking about it. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, he was really fascinated about that stuff too. I mean, he really dove into it. It's my favorite, and it's the most readable. Like World Builder, Essential Facts and Things. It's hard to read. It's just it's definitions and lists and stuff. But you can sit down in Living Fantasy and actually read it cover to cover. It's a really good read. It's Gary at his best. Fourth book is Book of Names. It's 100,000 names in that crazy book. And that is probably next to the World Builder, the book I use the most. 25 years later, it's still right next to my desk yanked out. Fifth book is the How to Design an Adventure. And it's not just how to design an adventure to publish one. It's how to design an adventure to run one. So
For the table.
yes, for the table more than you're going to write one for TLG or for Gaxworks or whatever. Sixth book is Nation Builder, How to Build a Nation. Seventh book is Cosmos Builder, How to Create Your Planar Scape Environment. Oh, hell, not again. And then book 8 that where we are? Yes, Pantheons is Dictionary of Mythologies,
Yep.
and book 9 is the Wayland Smith catalog, which I'm really anxious to dive into that one because I think what we're going to do is each of those items is going to be given a full page, and the focus is going to be on obviously Gary's writing, but the art too. I think we're going to make it into like a Sears catalog, like Jeremy was talking about.
So I had been aware that Gary was a corny guy. He had a corny Midwestern sense of humor. Anything, very dry, sarcastic.
I wouldn't call it corny, but that's all right.
Okay, that's not corny.
The puns are the highest form of humor. But
puns are high, dry, and sarcastic. His writing in that book is just dripping with like sarcasm and like a pun. Like every word is somehow a pun. I don't know how he does it. It's him dialed up to 9, up to 11. It's just like, he's like, oh, this is the one where I'm going to be silly. Like, oh my God.
And I think that's one of the things that it's easy to forget about when you're looking at, at his body of work. And he really was a funny dude.
Yeah.
And he loved jokes. He loved puns. He loved making, I don't know about people, he loved making me feel uncomfortable, but he really enjoyed it. And it's funny to watch him, I don't know, just laughing all the time.
So,
yeah, I mean, he thought up those the spell components for Advanced Dungeons and Dragons just to get a chuckle out of people, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Detect thoughts was a penny for your thoughts.
A penny for your thoughts.
Yeah.
I mean, lightning bolt is a piece of fur and a glass rod, so you make static electricity, right?
I never thought of that.
Yeah. 300K, boys.
And gust of wind is a legume, so beans, so you'll fart, right?
Oh God.
I mean,
Luke, really? That's wild.
Yes. All right, hey, we just broke 300,000. Thank you, everyone out there, for bringing us over the top. That is absolutely fantastic, and that unlocks the preludes, which is that's just super fucking cool. Very, very cool. Thank you, everybody. All right, so I'm going to, just as a funny thing about talking about Gary's sense of humor, I'm going to have to step out just for a second to fix some stuff on that Kickstarter. But I remember I hadn't known him very long. This is like 2002. We'd been working together for about a year and a half, whatever. And he was running a game at Game Fest, and I just walked by his table, and there's like 6 people there, and he's describing some wizard doing something. And then he stops, and everybody's waiting to see what he's going to do. And he goes, and he describes a magic missile, and then he goes, buggity, 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 boo. It was so funny. I completely lost it because I wasn't expecting that, right? That wasn't what I was, I don't know, it was just so funny. Yeah. Okay, you guys take it over. I'm going to go update the Kickstarter real quick, and then I'll be still sitting here.
Okay.
And then, well, there was one more after Wayland Smith.
That's Essential Places.
Essential Places, which is I haven't.
Yeah, so no one's actually seen that manuscript except the author and Gary. so that has, it's either 18 or 24. I'm pretty sure it's 24. It's essential places that you're going to find in a fantasy environment: blacksmith shop, a tavern, the store, all the stuff. And it gives you a template, kind of, there's a whole how-to section, and then a template for each of these that you dive into. And now you can use this one, or you can make your own using this as kind of a how-to. So Essential Places is literally what it says.
I gotta. Rick Montel said Stevens Butler Walsworth will be getting a raise.
Yeah, no kidding. Walsworth is our printer, so they're going to be very happy when they get this order. They're going to be extremely happy. Thousands of books coming out.
The comments are insane right now. I can't even begin to explain to you, but our social media manager is getting ready to do a live stream where she shits on herself. Just so you know, Steve.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I saw that. I saw that. I was like, that's we're gonna make that. If I said I got that,
it looks like she really gonna do that.
Megalon 71 with another 5 gifted subs.
Thank you,
and
Megalon.
Apparently a Godzilla fan if they're named after Megalon.
Of course.
Godzilla.
Oh, there's Henry. What's up, Henry? I saw you earlier.
Oh yeah, Henry Tree. Yeah, okay. Henry's my son.
So can you kind of walk us through a little bit what we've just unlocked?
Can we just real quick? We're getting a backup of questions. Can I throw a couple of those out there real quick?
Oh yeah. Sorry.
No problem, because they are backing up, and I don't want to get. So this one right here is one that will be for Steve, who's working.
Who's working?
I got all the picks up, by the way. All right, so let's see.
Okay, good deal.
Yeah. So with all the books, this is from Ravencraft 4113. So with all the books coming, is there an established format for each city, town, location, NPCs, etc., and overall world building? I think he's
There will be an established. Go ahead. Do what, Chuck?
No, you're right. Go on.
There will be an established format for the books themselves, if that's the question.
No, I think they were saying, was this were all these books templated out beforehand so that they would interlock and stack connected, so that you would start like, here's how you build the the blacksmith, and then in a section of town you'd have these many of these things that would probably look like this, and then here's the city, and here's a nation, and here's the world, and here's the cosmos. I don't think that was planned like that.
Okay, yeah, no, they actually
That'd be cool.
Gary really didn't, in talking to him, what he really wanted these things to be is just an open-ended set of books that whenever you were doing whatever it is that you were doing, you could grab one. You didn't have to have them all. You didn't have to have, and we published 7, had 3 in the works, and there were another 3 or 5, I can't remember now, that were proposed that he had wanted to do or get done. So it was just open-ended. And eventually when he was done, and I ran afoul of telling him that he was done once, and he corrected me ferociously. So I didn't do that again. But when when the series ended, it would be, it would have everything, but it's up to kind of the reader to interlock them how they want it. He never really had this kind of overarching, you need this to do this.
I would even say it's probably antithetical to how he saw the creative process. Here are templates to help you out with, when people, okay, let's go to the blacksmith. Well, shit, what does the blacksmith place look like? What's going to be in there? Well, that's good to have, because we've all been there where we're like, you want to go to a taxidermist? I don't know anything about taxidermy. What is there? A limner? I was like, what the hell's a limner? I've just seen that before, right? Yeah. So, what does a Wainwright do? I didn't know this stuff as a kid. So that's nice to have. But he would say, you need to make it your own. Your world is going to have your own flavor to it. And you should, here's a bunch of suggestions. But of course, what's going to make it cool is your input, your twist on things, the way you are going to interpret it, what you're going to add to it that fits with your overall world that you're building. If you're taking the time to do it, you want it to be cool and different, right? I mean, I think we would all want that. So don't make it like a Lego set or
it's like a
model
toolbox
that you're going to build.
It's like a big toolbox with a bunch of
toolkit, right? Just like it says on the cover.
Yeah,
exactly. But that's actually the perfect way to put it, Luke. Antithetical to the creative process, and he was all over that. You're doing it. Here's some tools. Use them.
It's not as good as the antithesis of wheel, but I thought it was pretty good.
Wouldn't that be whoa?
Shout out to the viewers.
It would be whoa, but that's
thank you.
But he said the antithesis of wheel. I can't remember what book that was. That he said it was like T1 or something like that. But anyway,
the chat's just going off the chain. More gift subs coming in. Thank you guys. The biddies are awesome. Thank you so much. Got a couple of things here. These two comments, and a question is for Luke. Luke, this is from TJ Johnson. It says, great tribute to Gary Guys as a 60-year-old DM of the AD&D 2nd Edition masterpiece. I hope your system grows and becomes an amazing success. Oh, thank you. That was actually for us, I guess. But for you, Luke, I did some art for Gary's Monster Guide for Dangerous Journeys and did some t-shirt art for his as well. I thought that was pretty nice. Now, cool. Antiquitous asks, can Luke recite some cant from the Canton Crew still to this day?
All I know is do you stam flash? That's all I can remember from it. And something about a foxtail or something like that is somebody who steals watches or something like that. So I can't remember those details. This is a long time ago. I've drank a lot of beer since then. I can't remember.
Well, now you know. Have a chat with a pig,
and have a chat with a pig too. I've got that one.
Now I can read some off, and y'all can guess.
Oh yeah,
that sounds fun. Yeah,
that's like a multiple choice or something. Yeah, or fill in the blank.
Oh my God!
I think that's an exclamation for when you're surprised.
Yeah.
Pretty good at this, right?
Literally the first one I dropped my finger on. The catch farts are fingers, Heenlings.
Was that words?
Yes, this is
the catch.
The catch farts are fingers, Heenlings.
I have no idea what that
means. There's a group of women nearby.
Yeah, he was looking in like 1800s, books and literature to dig these up. So he was doing a
Yeah.
lot of research in old textbooks and things and pulling them out, old literature, and collecting them. And he just had a blast doing that. I mean, he would be like laughing and giggling and sharing these things every week. We go to his game and share little bits and pieces, just like the Waylon Smith catalog. He would just chuckle and oh my gosh, I can't believe, look at this. And he described the magic item or whatever it was. So he got a lot of joy out of writing these.
So that's authentic canned.
Yes.
Yes. this is
Wow, I didn't
authentic.
know that.
Yes. No,
Oh, yeah.
this is authentic. Yeah, I've been trying to push that through. I can't remember. He showed me the books, and I was unaware until Gary showed me that there had been that much research done on this, and people were collecting the cants as far back as the 1600s, I think.
Sounds about right.
So he had a metric ton of information to work with. So there's actual. He didn't just make this up.
At what point does it stop being code and start being a language?
Oh, I think it probably was a language, to be honest with you. It probably was a way that people spoke, without letting other people know what they're doing. Almost a guarantee. I think the movies Snatch, someone mentioned in the thing, but Gangs of New York show it very, very well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm watching a show called The Gentleman, I believe it is now, with on Netflix. It's by Guy Ritchie, directed it. He also did Lock, Stock, and Four Smoking Barrels or something like that. And there's some gypsies or travelers or Romani or whatever you want to call them in there. And I think they have their own jargon that they speak to that lets them speak to each other and other folk can't understand. So, and they're often considered rogues through many game systems, and some people think that in real life. So yeah.
Is that the one with Matthew McConaughey?
It is not. No, this has. I don't even know if there's any real famous actors that I can name on there, but it's on Netflix, so you can find it. The Gentleman. It's quite good. I would watch it if you get a chance.
I saw that in there. I know what you're talking.
It's quite good. It's quite good.
I am wrapping up Three Body something or the other.
Oh, that's really
Three
good
body
too.
problem.
Three Body.
I enjoyed that one thoroughly as well.
Yeah,
so.
this is crazy good. Very, very good. I will say this about this before we get back to Gygax. My wife and I were watching it earlier, and one of the ladies goes back to China to visit an old, forgotten, whatever science place. And with all of the science fiction going on in the movie, I said, well, that's completely unrealistic. The Chinese wouldn't let her go back to that. That's what you said.
It's not the aliens or the spaceships. Or whatever. That's preposterous.
Crazy.
I don't know anybody in this, gentlemen.
In Three Body Problem?
No, not. Oh no, Giancarlo Esposito is in it.
So Chuck, we got any more questions rolling around?
No, not right now.
I'm happy.
Well,
I'm happy
there's
to
a
talk about
possibility I
the
missed
Gentleman
that.
and Three
Chat's
Body
going.
There was a really good question, Steve, Luke.
Yeah.
Someone asked, where did Gary keep the books he found researching? Because I want that library.
Oh,
I think that did he like go to libraries and get these books, or did he
bought them?
He bought them.
A lot of times. So he had a nice library, which is an interesting thing. His professional library is something I think it had some value. So, yeah, absolutely. He had a great library. He had a great collection of old science fiction and sword and sorcery, of course, and then lots of reference books that he used. He had a boatload on Egyptology simply because, Dangerous Journeys. He loved, he did a lot of research on Egypt for that. So, but yeah,
he wrote that novel, Anubis.
Setting in Heptep.
Yeah.
Yep. I got to go back and read those. I read them as such. I wonder if I missed. Sure, I missed certain things in there, right? And if by reading them now at later phase in life, if I'd understand more,
Yeah, I'm sure you would find all kinds. Oh, look at that reference! Look at that reference.
Yeah.
Half the movies I'm watching, I'm going,
sure.
oh yeah, look at there. That was not for children. that slipped in.
But was it?
Yeah, that's funny.
I got a couple of non-Kickstarter questions. First off, from Bloodworth, Unreviewed, Unchained. The other day, he was on the stream with that guy. He says, "Any plans for amazing adventures in the future?"
Well, there's Amazing Adventures. The 2 core books should be releasing very, very soon. Hopefully in the next, it'll be June probably because of the yearbook season. Our printer prints yearbooks, and this time of year they are book solid, so nothing goes to the printer. The Hermit 2 will come out in June, so Amazing Adventures kind of becomes the cornerstone for a lot of the multi-genre stuff. Tainted Lands. It's a little world building going on behind you there, Chuck.
Yeah, I give up, man, for dogs. I give up.
Oh, amazing! I thought you were talking about Legendary Adventures. I was like, what?
Are they talking? Did they say Legendary Adventures? That's
No, amazing.
Okay, they said amazing. Okay.
Yeah.
And that'll go into Tainted Lands and all kinds of other stuff.
Right. Let's see. I think Luke, you saw the comment to you there. You replied. Let's see. Manfred von Beck says, when is the Gamma World book coming out? Yes, the Gamma World book.
We got to talk. We got to talk to Jim Ward about that.
That's Metamorphosis Alpha. Who owns Gamma World? Is it Wizards of the Coast? Surely it's.
I'm sure.
They're referring to our Gamma World book we were talking about the other day.
So they released a 4th edition version. So I'm sure they still have it.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
I think he's referring to our future
Oh,
version of Comrades.
soon.
Yeah.
It's called Comrades soon.
Yeah.
We'll enlist Luke to
We
do
got to
that,
work. We got to
help us
workshop
with
that name a little bit more. I think.
Yeah, it's too much. The whole communist thing. But Comrades was a game that we envisioned to be 40 years in the future from now. Of course,
Now,
that was 20 years ago,
right? Or whatever.
A lot of times passed.
In the far future, in 2025,
40
humans
years
are
after the disaster.
exploring the solar system.
Yeah.
1990X.
The planetary communist.
To tag to that,
communist
Manfred
government.
says, I'm trying to get them to do an Amazing Adventures version of Gamma World. So I will bring it up every time they mention Amazing Adventures.
There you go. Hey,
We're
Gamma
going to.
World next to AD&D. Gamma World was my favorite game. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah, they're on the
Because he played it.
shelf in the
I did actually play that one.
Anything where I got to roll for mutations and stuff was amazing.
Yeah,
I loved that. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles After the Bomb, amazing. I loved that. We were like crazy mutated animals running around, and we'd always find some stash of military equipment and have like an APC that would be running around in with rocket launchers and stuff. It was cool. It was amazing. I was in 9th grade, and that was awesome. Yeah.
I look back and I feel sorry for Davis because Davis and I started back in 75 or whatever. Every 6, 8, 10 months, he would buy some weird little role-playing game, bring it home. Let's play this. And I'd be like, we have AD&D or we have D&D. Why are we doing anything else?
I eventually had to make friends and play with other people.
It was sad.
It's like this World War II game. You're like, but we got AD&D. Like, come on.
AD&D. What else do we need?
All right, so next question up. Oh, I think I'm echoing. That didn't work.
Hey, about my room being clean, I hired a crew of gnomes to come in and clean George Fields.
Nobody said anything.
George Fields did.
Oh, did he?
Yes, he did.
Oh yeah.
So just one comment. I hired a group of gnomes. It's been 2 years now. They say they're gonna get here.
Davis, I want you to write a whole book of killing gnomes. Just the whole thing.
The crowd, all of our crowds, they literally just salivate over the background of Davis's home because it's like a museum, It's a dig. It's actually a dig, a real dig site.
It's like an archaeological dig. You never know.
Yeah,
Like
real.
1975. It's down there at the bottom. Is 1975.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm trying to
let's
think in
see.
my mind.
I think there's an Empire of the Pedal Throne down there. I think I see it.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Thank you, Mel.
So
Heck yeah.
Sergeant Hanley says, "Did you and your brothers, Luke, inherit the library of your father?"
Maybe that has not been determined yet.
Ah,
So
yes.
TBD.
That's TBA. or whatever.
Complicated.
Yeah,
Complicated.
TBD.
Complicated. There you
I'll
go.
let you know.
2 weeks. 2 weeks. All right.
2 weeks. We'll know in 2 weeks.
I'm trying to think
Oh, sorry.
of a portmanteau of gnome and exsanguination, but I can't connect those two wires in my brain. So.
Lord
You'll
have
get
mercy.
there.
All right. So let's see. We got some crazy questions. All right.
What does taking your canoe across from water to water have to do with bleeding out a gnome? I don't.
What?
What?
Let's see. So
Let's
George
give
Fields.
Davis a few minutes.
Oh, that's Portage. I'm sorry, not Portman.
So we all know George Fields. George Fields asks, question, when will we see some CNC conversions of Okaram Adventures?
Oof.
Actually, that's pretty easy. And we talked about Gamma World, and kind of the first adventures that I wrote for the World of Okram were with James Ward, and I really talked to Jim because I liked the idea of sort of magic and science kind of being together, or science fiction. Like, what's a ray gun versus a wand of lightning, or something like that. Like, if you don't understand technology, isn't a laser pistol a magic wand? Isn't
That's Jack Vance.
isn't a hovercraft a flying carpet, essentially, or whatever it is? Yeah, Jack Vance, a lot of stuff. And so I had this long lost civilization that had powerful magics or whatever. I was kind of like, well, it's a little science fantasy-ish. And the Blighted Lands are basically a magical nuclear war. A magical nuclear war took place, and the Blighted Lands are just full of chaos magic, which is radiation that has mutated creatures and stuff. And you're going out in the Blighted Lands to dig up laser rifles and stuff, but it's all magic items and stuff from a lost civilization that you can't repeat anymore. So that's all I did with that. So and then I gave it a little bit of a North African-ish influence to the Maghreb, simply because that's a cool area. My dad liked it, and my wife's Moroccan, so I could ask her questions and make words sound cooler than I was used to hearing.
Cooler than Thieves Camp?
Yeah. No, I couldn't do that. I didn't I didn't want to do all that research, man. I tell you what. And plus, my daughters weren't old enough for me to torture yet by making them sit and listen to me speak to them for a couple hours like that.
And they just leave.
They would just leave. They was like, Dad,
Dad's rambling again. Wander off.
He's taken up speaking in tongues.
Yeah,
I don't know about this.
children. Put on their headphones. We're out.
Yeah.
I didn't know that about your sitting. That's badass. I'm so clueless when it comes to like.
Oh, well, no, I mean, it was 2013 when I came up with this, and I was just going to come up with a one-shot adventure to do a tournament for GaryCon, right? It's just an homage. I mean, Betty always wanted me to write, and I was like, okay, well, great. I'm still in the Army. I'm busy, but I can make a one-shot. And I was like, where am I going to start with this thing? And so I said, well, let's just start with a whole world. Maybe there was a civilization that us. No, that's not how you do it, guys. I'm just telling you. That's not how you should do that. You should start small, and then you can build out. I was like, let's start up here.
All you need is a location.
And here's this tiny little adventure that we're going to explore part of it. But don't do that unless you buy the Cosmos builder, right?
There you go.
And then you can do that, and then you can get the whole book.
Now,
and just boom.
During the tournament scenario, did any of that work? All that background information, did any of that come up?
Oh, as I was writing this great, and this is another rookie mistake, by the way, when you first start writing, I wrote like a preface of like 5 pages that you would read to the players.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They all said, you got to throw away like everything but like 3 paragraphs. I was like, what? Like, no one wants to hear all that. But this is great stuff. I've written this. The guys at the convention aren't going to want to have you standing up there reciting this, prose to them.
That's Shakespeare in the Park. Yeah.
One of my favorite GMs, Chris Harris does. He's just a great DM, but he always begins his session with a good 20, 25 minute lecture.
And most people are like, I'm like, I can't take it. I'm like, my mind is, you lost me at like 90 seconds in.
Yep.
I'm a squirrel and I'm over here. So yeah.
Luke, Jeremy there wrote our adventure for the GaryCon Open we ran this year, the tournament. He was one of
nice.
Yeah.
I did.
I heard good things.
Oh, good.
Good, because I don't remember any of it.
No, he got
Oh,
sick right in the
Jeremy
middle
got
of it.
very
I got
on
sick.
Saturday.
Yeah, he doesn't
Jeremy
remember.
was locked in his room.
Yeah.
Through the rest of the con.
Yeah, I enjoyed a day of the con. It was pretty cool.
I still haven't posted those pics of what happened while you were passed out. I'll get around to that eventually on social media.
You keep saying that. It's got me worried.
Well, we got
What happens at
Gary
GaryCon stays at GaryCon. Okay.
There you go.
I've got to freshen my mug, which is a really cool mug that Dakota Kraut. I don't know if anyone knows Dakota Kraut. He's a lit RPG writer, really nice guy. but he
Oh,
gave me
yeah.
this at GaryCon. So
Nice.
I'm gonna go refill it, and I'll be right back.
All right.
All right, hey, you guys
Yeah.
take over. I'm going to look at I can't fix anything on the Kickstarter after 9. They lock it.
Oh, that's
So
right.
I got to go in there and make sure the text is
Really?
right. Chuck, I saw you got the
Oh, I
graphic
see.
in. Yeah, so I got 12 minutes, 13 minutes to make sure.
All right. I'll
Everything
save
looks
these
good.
questions for when you get back because they're for you.
All right, yeah, you all go on. It shouldn't
right.
take 2 minutes.
Go.
While he's doing that, let's see. Scorpio 33, Hank Scorpio 33 asks, "Hey trolls, any chance you can convince Laramie
Simpsons
to
reference.
update the Necropolis to CNC?" Yes, we're gonna hound him about that shit. That came up
About
this
what?
morning on the other stream. Oh, about
Oh,
one of the Frog
the-
God products, the Necropolis, putting it in Castles and Crusades.
That is a cool product. It is a very cool product.
George, he did answer you. Unfortunately, he left, and you're just shit out of luck. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm not sure if he understood the question exactly because he was kind of. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll ask him when he comes back.
He said it would be. He said it would be easy to do, but he didn't kind of expand on that. So we'll put a pin in that for now.
I will tell you that there are at least 2 or 3 versions that are being converted or were being converted, I think, for the previous Kickstarters he did. So we've got some stuff out there.
What are you
really?
talking about?
The
Luke's
the
Ocarim
Ocarim.
setting. Ocarim. Yeah.
converted to CNC.
Let's see. Oh, this is a great one here. How far behind? This is from Sergeant Hanley. How far behind is TLG on yet their unpublished stuff? We're ahead of schedule, brother. What are you talking about?
We're not okay. No, we're not late on anything yet.
I mean,
Nothing's late yet.
Yeah, I mean, dates change, but nothing's ever really late. Come on.
No, we're doing pretty good right now.
Oh, I think
We're doing
good.
pretty good.
I think we're doing real good, actually. Considering
Usually it feels like we're behind the 8 ball,
it
but
does.
we're kind of getting control over the situation in a more meaningful way.
Yeah,
Anymore.
yeah. And the reason why I'm yelling at all of y'all because I can't figure out what's going on with my audio. I had to switch mics today, and now they can't hardly hear me. But it's showing up on here as being full blast. So I don't know.
No, it's fine. It sounds fine.
Yeah, to you guys, but not on the stream.
Oh,
I don't know. I have no clue. I'll have to.
The crazy loud.
Yeah, no, they can't hear me hardly at all. So I'm yelling at you.
No, it
because
sounds
of that.
fine. It sounds fine.
Does
I
it?
just checked. Yeah.
I don't know.
So we hit 500,000 yet, or not yet?
Yeah,
Almost.
we hit
We hit it, but
Army,
someone
yeah.
pulled off their thing.
somebody dropped 200,000 and then backed out. They got cold feet.
Oh damn!
We were this close.
we're-
Damn it.
We were at 301,607 with 9 minutes to go.
9 minutes.
9 minutes.
Time to phone a friend.
Is it 9 minutes? It's showing 12 on my
Nine.
computer. Who knows?
Refresh your
I
thing.
can't find it.
It's my computer I'm talking about. Actually, the actual time.
Can't find what?
You're shit out of luck in the
What?
Candy in the
Question
Candy
from
Cruise.
Sergeant Hanley. I heard once that you've had James stuff not out yet. Oh, he's talking about Jim Ward. LOL. He mentioned it whenever your name came up with the podcast.
We have some of Jim's stuff. Yes.
Yeah, we've still got some stuff we were supposed to be putting out. He wrote us. He did several things actually. So, not
Yeah.
sure.
We really? I didn't know that.
He was doing
we still have some.
pick your path book too.
Yeah.
Did you know? I've brought this up before, but he is one of those guys that is so prolific. Like he wrote an official Conan the Barbarian choose your own adventure book. I had no idea.
Jim
I
worked
found
for
it.
like 30-some years in
Yeah.
the industry. Yeah.
I just found it on a bookshelf at a used bookstore one day.
What's that?
I was like, the Choose Your Own Adventure Conan book.
Oh, really?
Hey, kid,
Yeah.
can you mute kid's camera?
Yeah, I can
or whatever.
mute him. I can kick him off if you want me to. Yeah, we'll
I don't do that. Just turn him down.
He's mute. He's
Yeah,
out.
'cause-
He's gone. Now when he starts trying to talk and we can't hear him, it's gonna be funny. But
Well, I'll just keep an eye on.
yeah. So interesting. You said something there. There was somebody had made a comment real quick. I wanted to. Let's see.
We're talking about Jackie Gleason.
Oh no, never mind. It was Wolf Alone saying that if we get 200,000 in the next 8 minutes, he'll pull a page from Crane Wrights and live stream himself shitting on himself. That's fantastic.
All right, everybody. Okay, unmute him.
Oh, is he talking?
All right.
No, this
He's
is too
talking,
much
he's
fun.
talking.
No, it's all right. Hey, how's it going?
Unmute him. Unmute him.
All right.
Hey, Chuck.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
Chuck, real quick, go look at the Kickstarter. I only had the small image of the 10 books. It looks fine, but if you could get the larger image of those 10 and swap it out, that would be great. And just read my paragraph. I probably misspelled every word in there. That's how it generally goes with me.
I got
Which
you. You're in
rundown
charge of
number
the questions till I
22?
get back though.
Okay, so where are they? Where are these
Whatever shows up.
questions?
The last one was Wolf Alone wanting to shit himself for 200K. But
Okay, we'll just leave that one be.
That'll
I
be
don't
a
know.
pledge level on
For
the
200K, we might be able to arrange that. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, well, that's true.
there were 3 questions, and all of them were related to the release of Gord novels. Please, for the love of God, let's see if we can get that worked out. I've never
Okay,
seen it.
yeah, well,
That's one we haven't talked about. I don't, to the best of my knowledge. Did you talk about that? No. Okay.
no, we did not. That and the Legendary Adventures, I think, is what's up next. And
Legendary
I know the
Adventure?
next like 90 days is, we see how it
Yeah.
all plays out.
Yeah.
And that's one reason that we put all of these 10 books together, so that we've got them kind of locked in, which is great, which is absolutely great. I mean, the wealth of Gary Gygax material here is staggering. It is staggering.
Stephen, did you just post rundown number 22? Is that it?
I believe so. Yes.
Okay, that's clean. It looks
Okay. Good.
Actually,
I'm fixing to remove Grammarly and word correct because it's
Please do, because
Man,
it
those
doesn't do you any good.
no, those programs are crazy and they're underlining. They want me to hyphenate everything, and I don't know the rules behind hyphenating, but I don't think you're supposed to hyphenate everything.
Oh no, then you're just ignoring what, because I go in and hyphenate your words that should be hyphenated.
Well, some of them should be. I know, like yellowed bark or something, but I mean, it's like every 2 in every sentence. It's driving me nuts.
Yeah. If you did wanted to have someone asked, are you going to write books in the CNC world and Arity? If you did want people to write lit RPG or progressive fiction, that I certainly know a whole bunch of authors and stables of authors who could
Oh, that'd be
probably
great.
get that done. So yeah, and I think that's pretty achievable. I'm working with James Hunter to write in the world of Okrim, and he had a couple setbacks. He got behind on another project. They're supposed to be out earlier this year, but about a third of it is done at this point. So, so yeah, and it's really exciting.
The wonderful world of publishing is.
Yeah.
So those are does that just go online, the lit RPG stuff?
No, they sell books, but a lot of it. So a lot of it is there's some people who do use e-readers, right?
Yeah.
And so BookFunnel is a great way to get like all your e-reader stuff. And Damon Courtney is a huge gamer, by the way, and came to Founders and Legends and great dude for Canadian.
Right.
And that's for all you Canadians out there. I snuck that in. And then audiobooks is probably 60% or more of the business, really, is people listening to books. And then there's certainly people who get the who read printed books, but I would say that's a smaller amount of people.
Because my exposure to lit RPG was a very like internet based thing where it was like people would write things and put them online.
Yeah, so that's a lot of times that's what people do to get to gain an audience, and then they will sell. Then they'll kickstart that or bring that book. They'll pull that down. Minus like they put that up there minus the last couple chapters. Then they pull that down, publish the book, which you can get in e-reader format, hard copy, or then often made into audiobooks.
Okay.
And there's a lot of independent authors who make a good living that way.
That is an interesting point, Manfred von Beck. Quag Keep is lit RPG.
There you go. Hey, so we got 4 minutes until this Kickstarter closes, but this is the most interesting question of the night. And sadly, I just like weird and different stuff. It has nothing to do with Gary's material, but question is, Luke, I'm running Forgotten Temple of Tharazdun for my CNC group in a couple weeks. Any tips to set the mood to deliver the right sense of horror? That's out of the left field. I love it.
Yeah. So for me, I was 1983 or something? So I was like 12 years old. Yeah. So I was playing Melf. I was in my full hack and slash greedy mode. And it was tied to the Lost Caverns of Sajkant, the gnomes that were there.
Davis
would help me out. So they were my allies because I had no healing. I was like solo adventuring. So I'd have to go rest for oh, you're down 60 hit points. You have to go rest for 2 months. Seriously. it took me years to get through that adventure of game time. So the gnomes would heal me up. They're like, "Hey man, we've been like healing you up and like feeding you and stuff, and gold is good, but yeah, there's these annoying humanoids over there." I'm like, "What? Of course, I'd love to go kill them. Come on, adventuring party!" And so we went and stormed the ramparts there, which was pretty ignorant of me. It took a lot of damage from those giants and stuff that were there. And then we got down below into the temple part, and that was like really weird. It's kind of Cthulhu-y horror weird is kind of how I would make things. I might make things. Obviously, it's frigid. Soul-suckingly cold. It's it's as if you're staring into space. Is maybe how like it's the sense of vastness is there because it's entropy, right? So cold, vastness. Might even have things like move in the corner of your eye, and then when you look at them, they're still or whatever. But just those sorts of like shimmering and wavering stuff that then stands still when you're out there. Like there's a sense of motion, but it's in the periphery of your vision. Just to give you some flavor there. I also learned what a thurible was through playing that one. So yeah, because you had to light the incense and then wave the thurible. Also, I think you died or took damage or you couldn't breathe or something.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. And
We are down to 61 seconds, and we're down to 2,000. We are closing this guy out. Before we close, I want to thank everybody for all of your support on this thing. This has been fantastic. This has been a wonderful last 2 days and a nice vindication of Gary's return to the industry.
Absolutely.
We thought the Hermit was great.
While you guys are doing your last thoughts, I'll tell you what, we're going to do our giveaways real quick. We'll flip them before we're going to do those, and then we'll raid out of here, all right? So give me just a second. Over. If you've not joined,
Do we want to wait
you better do it right now. Exclamation point raffle.
Hey, let's do the last 22.
20 seconds.
Yes.
We're at 302,556.
We can do it. 350. Wait.
What we're shooting for? 200,000.
500,000. Let's get that $200,000. Press the button.
7, 6,
Let's get the PDF.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Woo!
Absolutely amazing finish. Thank you, everybody. This is fantastic. And a nice kind of, the whole circle of life. The Canting Crew was the first book of Gary's we published. So it's nice to see it coming back into print.
Couple of quick questions out there. One was for Davis about putting gnomes to work. I didn't see it so fast. And George Fields said the Kickstarter is over. He's waiting on his books. How long?
Shipping begins.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Can I say this for you guys? Fuck you, George. I'm not part of Trollord. Sorry.
George,
yeah, that's true.
I would not have been able to. That tournament would not have happened without George.
Yeah.
George is great. I've known George for years, so I say that with love.
All right, so let's do these.
I will say
giveaways.
this: last thing, and I'll let you take over, Chuck. But when this ship, it's going to be crazy heavy. So just look out for it. 10 hardback books.
You thought the Memorial Tomb was heavy. Where do you see this shit?
10
It's going to be heavy.
And if you doubled, that's 20 books.
Yeah, some of the retailers, they're going to be. I guess they'll be excited.
Oh yeah,
pile of books in their store.
It will fulfill though in a shorter time. I think that's important to say, Chuck.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. That's for sure. Yes, sir.
Then the yes.
Memorial Tomb, yes. Oh, yeah.
Let's put it this way.
So we're gonna give away.
I shouldn't.
I'm gonna give away some $15 coupons and then one $25 one. So the first winner for this will be. Oh, that's not wrong. Hold on. Close the entries. I hit the wrong button. Oh, wrong button. Let's see. Keith Jr. 42. Hey, Keith. So we just went over to our Discord. There's the link. You get a $15 code from Obsidian Risk. He'll be around working. I think you've won before.
But, somebody wrote waffle.
Yeah,
is there
that's
waffles?
right. That's Laramie. Hey, Laramie, get on the Necropolis now. All right, for CNC. Okay, so I did my job.
Don't bully Laramie. He likes my game.
All right.
There you go.
I mean, you have to have at least a fan. All right, so pick the next winner. Let's see.
Falafel. Okay, you guys are pretty funny.
And Piplet is $15 as well, Alex. Good job on you, buddy. And then our last giveaway will be for $25, and that's going to go to Wib Stosman. With Dobson. I think that's a new one. I don't recognize the names. He may be new.
Yeah, they asked a question earlier.
All right, excellent. So you just go to that link there,
Congratulations.
Discord link, and travel on over. Oh yes, I know I cut out there, CNC. You know about Necropolis. Don't be playing silly on us.
Post that link a couple more times because the chat's going by really fast.
Yeah, just
So-
exclamation point Discord. We'll do it, Jeremy. Right there.
Okay.
Look at Jeremy on top of it too. That's good.
Death
All right.
Angel, I'm doing really good at not winning these raffles.
Yeah. So
He's an
before we
expert
go,
at
our final tally was $302,000,
Amazing.
or $302,556.
That is absolutely amazing.
it. It's awesome.
Very, very good.
We'll get that extra 200,000 in backer kit.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
what's going to happen.
And
There's still time. There's
And
still
that's a
time to
good
make
point because this will move to backer kit, and you can dive into there and
And I'm telling you what, I mean, this is a great series of books to have on the shelf. I mean, they're whatever. Oh, I Google stuff. Okay, great. You tell them there's a difference between pulling up stuff on Google and what you're finding out there versus having the resources there and kind of lining it up. I mean, for me, maybe I'm old school, but really, this is a good resource for GMs and creators, and honestly for writers of all kinds who are building stories. It's not just in tabletop, but if you're building a world for a if you're going to write lit RPG, if you're going to write progressive fiction, these would all be really useful tools for you. If you're making a video game, as a matter of fact, and you want to design your world, it's all those creative endeavors it applies to, and I think having those resources in hand is important, and certainly the PDF is useful if you want to search for some keywords and stuff like that. So that's also handy to do. So, and it'll be on backer kit, and there's no reason not to tell your friends and associates about it.
and to second that, Grace and I talked about that today. You don't have to. I mean, the search engines have become kind of crowded with all kinds of stuff. It's difficult to navigate them. We all know that, and you're not going to have any of that issue here. So yeah, definitely, it will be a prized possession on your shelf.
Plus, I'm gonna start posting bad advice on the internet, so you're gonna. Have to,
Oh, you're going to start. You're
just gonna
groundbreaking.
start now.
Wow.
okay, I'm gonna start now. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Two more things. I just want to thank everybody for coming out. Luke, thanks for hopping on. Guys, thanks for hopping on. Of course, as always, we'll be back tomorrow evening at 4:30 Central to do our normal roundup with the group. And I'm sure we'll probably talk about the Kickstarter a little more, but we're probably going to be anxious just to talk about other things, you know, and what's going on with us coming down the road. We're going to raid into Hearth Coven Games here in just a second. We'll start that raid up now. And that's Grace, our social media manager. They're over there playing tonight. They're running the game over there on their channel. So we'll raid into them. She'll give it a second build up. The last thing I wanted to do was thank the winners for hopping out. And there was something else there was two last things. There was a question about what it would take or what it would cost. Someone's offering to pay to have Davis dress up as a gnome on a live stream. But on top of that,
200,000.
Antiquitous says, Luke, you don't have to sell anybody. There's people who are willing to shit themselves on live streams for this. So
what's going on?
What is all this self-defecation?
I don't know what's happening. Hey, thanks, Dean,
yeah.
John. We appreciate it, man. Appreciate you so much, John. He's an old
I heard that's a thing.
Yeah.
You know,
Like
there's
when
a
you're
lot.
humble, self-defecations.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
All right, we're gonna raid out to Crane and them right now. Everybody have a great rest of your evening, and go give them shit over there. If they don't shit on yourself, but just go give them shit.
Yeah.
You know.
Thank
Or
you
if you're
all.
into that or whatever. Yeah.
You know, Laramie's got a really good point. There's no such thing as non-self-defecation.
All right. On that note, we're out of here. Hola!